Okay, so I haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm going to be breaking down the production of the song The Pit. The last one of these I did was, man, I think it was the whole EP of Nightmares We Have, and I haven't done any production breakdown since, just because it's a lot of work. I gotta set up a bunch of things. And I also like to kind of keep a mystery with things, but I felt like this was a fun track, and there's so much that went into it. And if anybody wants a peek behind the curtain, I want to give this. I think it's just a crazy track, and I want to do something different because I'm releasing all these songs and they're just kind of coming out of nowhere. And if anybody wants to know how these were made, what's behind them, then this will be there. And if you like this one, let me know. If you want any other song out of all these singles that I'm releasing over the summer, let me know, and I'll do a production breakdown of it. Yeah, let's get into it. We start off with this guitar. Originally, the song was going to start off as this kind of like groovy, kind of pop rock kind of thing, and it was going to be just a groovy, fun track. Until we started getting more to the theme of it and the lyrics, and then I kind of, well, I'll show you, but I kind of get to this wall where I was like, no, this can't just be a fun little track. It has to do something. But this is how it started with these chords. Groovy little syncopated guitar there, a little crunchy. Bounce this out so I can't find what the original guitar looks like, but just have it on both sides so it's super wide, and then I can have my vocal, which is right down the middle. Starts off really quickly. I see you falling right into the pit. Pretty up close, very bright vocal. There's a lot of things on here. I'm gonna get into the mixing stuff. If you don't really like the mixing stuff, I do work hard on the mixing stuff, so if y'all want to know about it, I'll show you. So this is what the vocal sounds like without anything on it. I see you falling right into the pit. Just so boring, dry, even like muffled. It sounds like you're under a blanket. We put on some low tuning. Then we go to an EQ. We take out those lows to kind of get that muffliness out, and we boost the highs a little bit, but not too much. Then you can hear it kind of getting a little bit more thin. It's brighter, but it's thinner, and you don't want that. We kind of boost with some compression. I see you falling. Kind of squashes it, kind of gets it really up close and personal. Put a noise gate on it because you can hear all this fuzziness of the room. So when there's no talking, when it senses that volume is out, it mutes it. We got another compressor, boost it again. I see you falling. And we got the mech, which is basically technically an EQ, but it's more for saturation. It's more for brightening up. And what I do here is I brighten up the vocals. I take that really high end, the like sound. I boost that. I see you falling. I see you falling. A little bit lower highs, so that kind of gives more brightness to it. Kind of makes it have the character. I put some delay on it. I see you falling. Usually you put delay on like a bus or something. For some of these vocal chains, I'll just put a little delay on it just to have it sit a lot better. You can throw things in the buses and send them however much you like, but if you kind of get that, and what I do with the delay is I darken off, so I take out all the high end and just makes it so whenever the voice talks up close, there's this kind of darker kind of echo to it in both ears, and it kind of makes it a little bit more present. And then we got a de-esser on here, which I always throw on this one because it's really good, but usually I manually de-ess, and I'll show you what I do for that. I got another compressor, which I just kind of hit those loud moments, and I just knock it down just a little bit with a fast attack because I already feel the volume and body that needs. It just keeps that from hitting too harsh just a little bit more. I see you falling. I send it to a bus, which has some kind of wide reverb, and then some more delays, which I don't think there's no EQ on them. I see you falling. What I do for vocals, for the sibilants, is I just go in there and manually take out the S's as much as I can. I don't completely take them out, I just lower the volume every time it S's. So as you can see, I'll go in and just pull down the exact moment and the volume where the S is. So if you look, every single one of those is where there's an S, or like or t. And I mean, it's not that fun to do it, but it's just so I can keep that brightness but not have it too harsh. Those are the vocals and the guitar thing. I see you falling right into the pit. And then we go into the second half of the first verse. And then we bring in this like kind of background vocals, which are from another track, which I won't tell you. What I do a lot is I bounce so much tracks, and I'll bounce them out and then put them back in, just to save system power. And so eventually I start reusing background harmonies or like ambient noises or something. I'll reuse them because I already have them, and then I can repurpose them, remix them, make it sound kind of sit. So this is from another track, and I thought it sounded really good at this part. It's pitched up a 1, so it kind of has that alien noise, but a little bit more human. Just kind of widen it out, so that comes in. Just happens to sound really good with these chords, and then bass comes in. I had real bass on this for a while, and it just, the low end was not punching like I needed it to, and eventually I just switched to, I think it's a real bass, I think it's a real electric bass, actually. Yeah, it is, but it's really boosted and thick up in there. It has exactly what I need that my real bass can't. And then there's also these drums that come in. Kind of crazy background thing, which I put behind these drums. This is just a sample, which I mixed in. Didn't do much to these, just widen them out because everything's right down the middle, vocal wise. And I thought these two samples worked really well together. There's something about it. It just has so much energy to it. I've lost all my things, all my wings, all my favorite toys. So this vocal kind of drowns out. And nobody. What I do here is, for this ending vocal, I just send it to the bus a lot. It kind of makes this reverb come in, and it's just me. Nobody. This guitar comes in, which is really sick guitar. It's really crunchy and dark right down the middle. And then halfway through it splits to right and left, which does this weird thing where it kind of wavers over the note. It kind of detunes itself and then goes back. I don't know exactly how that works, but it happens. How I did that was I just had it right down the middle, mono, and then I added this plugin which splits left and right, so it delays one ear, so it's like ba ba, but it's milliseconds. So in your head, it sounds like it's on both sides, playing on both sides. I added that plugin, and then I automated it to right side to start delaying halfway through it, as you can see right here. Which sounded really sick. I don't know why I did that. Right down the middle, and then it splits up, and then it's kind of bracing you for the impact of the chord. And then we got this crazy loud distorted vocal, which has a lot on it. It's similar to the original vocal chain, just with some stuff different. So it sounds like without all that in this. So that was recorded. It was recorded in my car, and so I had to kind of mess with everything, make it sound like I wasn't in the car. And you can see right here, I don't know what this is. Isn't it there? Yeah, and before this distortion, it just wasn't hitting. So whenever, you have this vocal that's leading into the chorus, and the chorus is bang, 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 distortion, crunchy. Kind of have to match that, at least in this case. So I threw on some just stock distortion, and then I also automated that. It sounded really good. It's also throwing it into a bunch of reverb too. The crazy guitars in here. This is a super thick, just low guitar. So there's that. I think I added a little bit more distortion. It was pretty distorted already, but there's this stock Logic plugin that adds this kind of crunchiness to it that really helped. And we have one on the left side, which is I think a higher octave. Gives us some harmonies, establishes what chords we're doing here. And then we got the right one. And what's so sick, and I think it makes this chorus, is that those glitches that are in the right one. It was just whatever pedals were on this made it really sensitive to like picking the strings, and it made these like weird glitches. As soon as I heard that, I was like, yes, we're keeping that. Which I just thought sounded amazing. And then we have this, which I think also sets it apart. And so what I did with that is I got my electric guitar, put a capo on it, and then I plucked the string, and then I detuned it while I was playing it. Really dangerous. I'm glad I didn't snap a string, but made it super, which I've never done that before, and it came out really cool. There's that, and we got this crazy bass coming. Then here's the drums. We have these MIDI drums that I programmed off of just stock Logic drums. We have the kick and snare. Which I threw into a bus. Which I sent all the drums to just to make them live in the same room. And then I threw distortion, took out some of those resonant frequencies, distorted it and everything. This is what it sounds without all that. So boring. And then with it, layered those with samples just to make them beefier. This is the kick I layered it with. It's just a thumper, and then this snare. Super big, distorted, same thing. I threw just some distortion, and I wonder what it sounded like before all that. Close. So those layered with the MIDI drums. Super loud and punchy. And then I separated these tracks and I put all the cymbals and crashes and hi-hats on this track, which I mixed separately because this stuff can be dangerous. And I do the same compression, distortion. This is what it would all sound like if it didn't have all this on it. Let me show you. Totally different vibe, not what I'm going for. So I kind of do all this while I'm producing and recording. Yeah, and that with the bass. What I did was I sidechained the bass to the kick. You know, I like doing, but I also did this just logistically because it was the bass and the kick were fighting a lot, and it was hard to make that kick, you know, hit through or make the bass through. They were kind of fighting with each other, so and all that together. And we come back to verse 2, and we have, oh wait, there's this cool thing comes in the middle of this chorus. Which is just the craziest stuff thrown over a bounced out version of the lead into the chorus. Just threw on there, I was just like, make it sound weird. And this I don't even know if you can hear it without knowing it's in there, but it kind of comes in over the second half of the chorus, and then this coming into the verse 2. Soft vocal. So yeah, drums and bass come back in. What I do cool here with the bass is I had a little bit of, I had another layer with a little bit of distortion. Basically what I did, I just used the same sample, put some like guitar pedals on it, and then compressed it a little bit more. And then I also put another layer of a real bass on it. Clickiness of it and the mid-range of it, the original doesn't have together. It sounds like this. So you kind of get the click of a real bass. So we have this cool little, kind of the same thing with the mid-chorus. The crazy chopped up version. Bunch of stuff on. Look at that. It's like everything on it. Fuzz wall, tape delay, stereo delay, a phaser, and I kind of had it punch in sometimes. I cut it up and just made it sound super weird. And it was a cool little. And some more guitars come in that aren't the original guitars. These are a lot lower, more dark. This one on the left. And one on the right. Just a little bit more clean vocal. There's a hole in the floor. It's just super drowned in reverb. Also put a vocoder on this, which I thought sounded really sick. I'm really into vocoders right now. There's a hole in the floor. Then we have this kind of drop out, so to speak. There's a hole in the guitar on the side that kind of leads us back in. What else we got? This part is just so sick. I did so much here. I don't know how my computer is processing this. It's probably not. What I did here for the fall thing is I just kind of automated everything to happen with everything in here. So here's the guitars. When I recorded it, I had the chord and then I just slid it down the neck to kind of give that ooh fall. And then I also automated the EQ to drown it out. And I did that with pretty much everything here. For this vocal, I used my voice to make it go down, and then I also EQ to do that too. Same thing with the vocoder. Added a little sub drop in there. Just sounds crazy. There's also reverb on that. I put a reverb on a bass, sue me. Then we had these crazy, they're literally called experimental guitars in these presets, and so I added these crazy stuff. I have this fade in, kind of just makes this everything just crumble down. Pre-chorus build up, and all these guitars just start chugging. Just muted chug. Then we have these drums. This little fill. Kind of just building up. And I can't do this again. This beautiful thing. Just coming in. We have these ambient vocals. And then these chords are different. Pretty much the same thing going on here. Go back into first. So I just have these same guitars from the opening, and then I kind of scooped out the highs here. Just to show that we're not back at the start. This is completely different. Close your eyes around me. And I have these in the background. Kind of this weird uneasy feeling. We have this thing coming back. Go into the crazy end. This is why you fell. Let me just have these guitars just punching on the same chord. This guitar really makes it. So I was hitting a note and I started bending it up while doing it, and it just kind of slowly pushes the intensity, and you have no idea where it's going, and it makes it so much. It makes it so, you know, full of rage. These drums are just kind of going crazy here. And vocals come in here. Have this thing come back. So that is the pit. That was pretty much it. That rhyme. If you want to see more of these, let me know what song you want me to do. It could be some old songs or new songs. Let me know, and I'll see if I can do that. Thank you for watching.